Time management is the essence of any meeting. To keep track of the time spent by each speaker, we have with us an enthusiastic and cheerful leader, an eminent speaker. Let's welcome our timer, Toastmaster Chetana Pujari, to explain her role.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jacinta Saldana, for exuberant introduction. Dear President, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, good evening. I'll be your timer tonight. My responsibilities are to track the time used by the speakers and evaluators. I will display three cards: green, yellow, and red. Green card will be displayed at minimum time, and amber card will be displayed at the intermediate time, and red card will be displayed at the maximum allotted time. And it will be displayed until the speaker concludes his or her speech. Prepared speeches allocated time as per this respective speech manual. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetana. We have a question for you. Oh. Can you tell us what are the 9 colors of Navratri?
Yeah.
Navratri celebrations.
Yeah, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, then violet, magenta, pink, and white.
I don't think there's magenta here.
Magenta.
It's gray, orange, white, red, blue, yellow, green, and orange. Peacock green and purple.
Orange.
That's okay, but still, yeah. That's very good. Next, we have an assignee who makes sure to improve our speaking quality by noting down the verbal clutches which we use while we speak. Yes, our counter today. He is a humble and dedicated Toastmaster, Adityam of Phoenix MASA Club, member of Sri Kannada Club, ever ready for any given task. Let's welcome Adityam Narendra Shetty.
Thank you, exuberant Toastmaster of the Day. Today, my role as a counter, I will be noting down all the verbal crutches like and filler words, matlab, yani, and long pauses, and I will give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Adityam Narendra Shetty. Your question is, why is Navratri festival is celebrated for 9 days?
It is because of 9, the spirit, or it called Shaktis, it is energy, a lady energy that came to earth to save the people, to celebrate the success of women power. We celebrate Navratri.
Can you name the goddess name whom you are celebrating it for?
Goddess name.
It's also called as Durga Puja, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, I can say, but not fully.
Okay, thank you, Narendra Shetty. To choose the best speaker, we need to count the vote that we cast after each session. To do the counting, we have a champion speaker with us, with an he's an enthusiastic and cheerful leader, an eminent speaker, Division F conference chair. He's a part of D79's technology team, Vice President Education of our club. Let's welcome Toastmaster Jayad J.R. George to explain his role as vote counter.
Good evening, everyone. Tia Modi, Madam Toastmaster Jacinta, thank you so much. Always there is a one best winner or a person who is always being elected as the best winner among a lot of people. So I will be posting the votes, the polls in the Zoom platform, and everyone will be getting a chance to vote. And the Toastmaster of the day calls me to the platform. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster JR. Your question is, what is the real name of Santa Claus and where is he from? You can Google it if you want.
That is actually a very good question, which is totally unknown to me.
Okay. You can sing a song, no problem. Christmas.
Christmas song.
Jingle bells.
Sing along.
I know Jingle Bells, but I wanted to sing something different. Yeah.
Okay, whatever you like.
Silent night, holy night.
All is bright. Come on. Thank you so much, Toastmaster JR, for that lovely, beautiful song. The answer is actually Saint Nicholas. He is from Patara near Turkey. It was he was a saint called for the name of Santa Claus. Okay. We all learn from our mistakes, but there should be someone to tell us where we went wrong. And there comes our general evaluator, a champion speaker, a represented Phoenix in district level, meticulous evaluator, lawyer by profession. She loves reading and dancing. She is energetic and exuberant Toastmaster, Rekha Shetty. Let's welcome Toastmaster Rekha Shetty to explain her role.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jacinta Saldana, for that exuberant introduction. Way before we started this meeting, the exuberance of this meeting was in full display, as all the exuberant Toastmasters of this meeting were exuberantly discussing everything on the earth except the meeting, especially the Gulab gang of the Phoenix Toastmasters, the ladies. That set the mood for this meeting, and the camaraderie, which is evident in Phoenix Toastmasters, was in full display. Grammarian, make a note. I already won the word of the day, I suppose. Okay. My job today will be to make an observation of the meeting, to applaud the good procedure that is being done. And if there are, I hope, which will not be there, any scope for improvisation or any there can be things could have been set right, I will definitely point towards that. And insofar as submitting my report, I think since most of the assignees, their jobs are not completed, they will be coming back once again with their reports. I believe that I will submit my total report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. So that will be all for now. And I hand over the control of the meeting back to the Toastmaster of the day and come back with my report later. So looking forward for a very fruitful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha Shetty. Your question is, what does lighting the candles for Diwali celebrations symbolize?
That is like eradicating the darkness and brightening up, and it will be like, it is also like symbolic of, destroying the evil, the winning of good over bad.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
To make us laugh and to keep us energized, we have with us a cheerful personality and charismatic person, Adityam Narendra Shetty, who is a real energizer with his great skills in making people laugh. Let's welcome Adityam Narendra Shetty. Adityam Narendra Shetty, are you there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good evening. Last month, I received salary 12,000 instead of 10,000. I kept quiet. But this month, I received 8,000 instead of 10,000. I directly went to the HR to complain. HR asked me, why you not complain last month? I told him, I normally forgive the first mistake, but when you make a second mistake, I do not tolerate. Next one. If you take a bank loan, you will be free after 30 years. But if you rob a bank, then you are going to free after 10 years. My goal is to make you happy. So, if you need more useful advices, please stay tuned to my channel. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Adityam Narendra Shetty, for amusing us with your humor. Now, let's move towards the prepared speeches session. We have two speakers tonight. Our first speaker is Toastmaster J.R. George. Let's welcome his evaluator, Toastmaster Jeffrey. He is a member of the Perlas Nang Club as a champion speaker. Let's welcome Toastmaster Jeffrey for the speech objectives.
Toastmaster Jacinta,
He's not here.
as Toastmaster Jeffrey is not there, Toastmaster Adityam Virat Shetty will take his evaluation. Please welcome Adityam Virat Shetty.
1 second, I'll interrupt. The speakers, please pin on the screen, okay? 2 speakers are there today, so I just mentioned you. Okay.
In the absence of Toastmaster Jeffrey, let's welcome Adityam Virat Shetty for the speech objectives. Toastmaster Virat Shetty. Toastmaster Virat Shetty, are you there?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Can you give the speech objectives?
Toastmasters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, warm good evening once again. Today, Toastmaster J.R. George is attempting the second speech from Pathways. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply a feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she applied the feedback received for his first speech. The time allotted 5 to 7 minutes. And the speech title is End is a New Beginning. All the best, Toastmaster Jay.
Our first speaker will be delivering his last speech of level 1. Cheerful leader and eminent speaker, Division F conference chair, he is a part of D79's technology team, Vice President Education of our club. Please welcome Toastmaster J.R. George.
Am I audible?
Yes.
A fantastic good evening to all the members of Phoenix Master Toastmasters Club and dear guests. It was a lovely morning as I was getting up and thought, oh, let's go for a wonderful breakfast. I was heading down the staircase and heading towards the kitchen. And when I was sitting there, we were all sitting together and having our breakfast. After that, we thought, let me go and play with my brother. While we were heading out to the
Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. There is some disturbance going on in the other screen. Can someone mute the sound, please? When the speaker is speaking, please do not play any music or anything.
I think it stopped now.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
can stop now.
Please, everyone mute
Yeah.
your voice, please. Jayad, you can start from the beginning, I believe.
I'll do that. Okay. A fantastic good evening to one and all. It was a lovely morning as I woke up and I was heading down towards the staircase, down into the kitchen. We were all having our Friday morning brunch. After the brunch, me and my brother thought, let's go and play out. As I was heading towards the door, I could hear some thunderous noises. And I was wondering what's going on. Suddenly the house started shaking. My dad started yelling at everyone, everyone, under the table, under the table. We all ran. My mom quickly grabbed my younger brother's hand and rushed underneath the table by keeping her hands over his head and pushing him under the table. We all, thank goodness, the table was big enough. We all were there underneath. And then we could see the things rumbling, the cupboards all going, the cupboards were all popping out. Things were coming, shaking and falling on the ground, shattering to bits and pieces. And as the rumbling was going on, I could see outside the window all the tiles falling one by one on top of the car. First the windshield, then the bonnet, then the top. It was terrible. My dad said, just calm down, everything will be all right. And we were all just looking at what's going on. After a few seconds, it was all silent. Then I thought, it's fine, let me get out. Immediately, my dad caught hold of my hand and he said, wait, there might be aftershocks. I was like, what aftershocks? As I mentioned that, again another thunderous shaking was going on, another earthquake. I was like, oh yes, I had learned this just a few weeks back in my school. Then again, everyone was startled. There was so much of noise outside. The car alarms ringing, people screaming. It was devastation. You could practically hear the trees falling onto the ground, breaking the walls. It was so bad. After all this, again, a moment of silence. Everything settled down. Slowly, my dad got out of the table to check the surroundings. And then he asked us to come out. The first thing what we did is to check ourselves whether we were all right. Thank God. Everyone was all right. We all rushed towards the door. But as we were rushing towards the door, there's things everywhere. Broken pieces and cracks everywhere. We couldn't walk properly. As we moved forward, we tried to open the door, but it was jammed. Then my dad took a hammer and jacked it open. Then we saw there was a huge tree which fell right in front of our yard. Whoa! Everyone was like in a state of shock. We quickly went outside and looked at our neighbors and we were shouting, is everyone all right over there? Everyone was good. They were all coming out. Everyone was startled. But this moment, when we had looked everywhere, I was imagining, is this the end of everything? We lost our house. We lost our car. Is this the end? My school must have been damaged. No school? I was perplexed for some time. Later on, there was an announcement asking us to go to the school auditorium. I did not know that the school was built with an earthquake-resistant material. So the school was in one shape. The auditorium was kept open for all the residents whose houses were badly damaged. Pretty much our house was pretty much damaged. So we had to leave. Time had passed and we were checking out what's going on. I had come out with my dad towards the community, and I had noticed that people were gathering around. The community had come together, and everyone was allocating a responsibility to each and everyone on different aspects, different responsibilities to build houses, to get the materials, to coordinate, to communicate with various suppliers. It was such a bustle, so much going on. I was looking at all this and I was overjoyed. One moment, I thought everything was finished. It's all a disaster. We lost everything. The next moment, we find people coming together and rebuilding everything from scratch. That was a new beginning. People were so active. They were supplying materials and rebuilding houses. You could hear the people on top of the roofs with the hammer, tug, 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 tug. You could hear on the other side, another with a saw, cutting the wood. You could hear another truck trying to pull away the trees. Within a few months, our community, our neighborhood was back to normal. The lush green lawns, a beautiful house, and yes, again, a wonderful morning. That was the beginning, and that went on. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayard, for inspiring us with your wonderful speech. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Sajid Hussain. Before that, let me invite his evaluator, Adityam Shakib Ahmed, to explain the speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Today, Toastmaster Sajid Hussain Sheikh is attempting the first speech in pathways, that is the icebreaker speech from the path dynamic leadership. The purpose statement of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Thank you and all the best to Toastmaster Sajid Hussain, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Adityam Shakib Ahmed. Now, let us welcome our second speaker. We have a soft-spoken and humble leader, our club's VP membership. He is a great cook and he loves trying different dishes as a hobby. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sajid Hussain. Toastmaster Sajid Hussain.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Can start.
Life is a handful of short stories pretending to be a normal. Dear President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, very good evening. I am Sajid Hussain from Karkala, Udupi district. Sajid means always in prayer. I finished my schooling in government college and graduated in commerce from Mangalore University. Who am I? I am an outgoing introvert. All of life, I was told I was shy. I believed it too, until I learned that shyness is the fear of people due to insecurity or social anxiety. In my school days, I was an exceptionally average student. Being an outstanding in anything, it was against my nature. Speaking to people was one of my weakest points since childhood. After my graduation, I left to Mumbai with one of my close friends I got as assistant accountant in one of powder coating company. Then in order to get more experience, I left that job and I left one more job and one more job. Then I joined one steel manufacturing company as an accountant. Then, looking at a lavish lifestyle of abroad returns, I left this job also and came to Tabuk in Saudi Arabia as an accountant in garments company. On the day of arrival, time about 10 p.m., I just cleared my immigration process and called the number I was given. I have been calling but didn't get any response. I was upset in mind and 1 hour passed, 2 hour passed, 3 hour passed. No, nobody was there. I don't know anyone. No one knows me. I stranded around 3.5 hours in airport and was very afraid. After about 3 hours, fortunately, one family belongs to Kerala met me and asked me where you want to go. I explained them everything. They took my passport and checked the number written there. They called. They also tried to call them, but there is no response. At last, they took me to their house, and I stayed there around about 3 days. At last, they found my sponsor, and then on the third day, I joined company. I joined company. Then I met my sponsor. They accepted uh, my visas and they checked my visas and everything. Then as usual, they uh, they told me to uh, uh, start work from next day. On the first day of my joining, I was shocked to know that I was cheated by false commitments. Then I don't know what to do. I was really upset. I don't know whom to tell. Fortunately, my brother was staying in the mom. Then I called my brother. I explained him so and so these things. My brother just told me, don't panic, stay there, don't worry about your parents, don't worry anything. You just stay there, work there, take experience. You concentrate on your job. Then I follow his advice. I spent there around 1.5 years like scapegoat without salary except food money to survive. A genius begins great works. Labor alone finishes them if he is unhappy. After a closure of company, I came to the mom and joined as accountant in Abu Mazen Spare Parts and later promoted as manager. In my experience, I found hard work, dedication, and confidence in any field gives an ultimate success in life. Most marriages in India are arranged marriages and also mine. By the help of Almighty and blessing from parents, I am now well settled with my family, having 3 kids studying in 7th 4th and 3 years sweet girl. I saw Toastmasters as a platform which develops people into a better version of them. I joined Phoenix MASA Toastmaster clubs as I found it would be a great venue in which to improve myself. Throughout Toastmaster journey, I saw many people appreciating me, encouraging me, and teaching me a lot of things. Everyone you meet in your life plays a prominent role in your life. And this is not the end. I continue, I keep continue with the Phoenix Masa Toastmasters Club. I want to improve myself as I know this is the best platform to build our own personality. I urge everyone to learn from your experience and don't look back your past. Go ahead with your goal. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sajid Hussain, for your wonderful speech. Here goes the question for Sajid Hussain. What is the difference in celebration between Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha?
Thank you,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster of the day.
Sajid Hussain? Yeah.
Yeah, Eid al-Fitr means this is sacrifice.
Okay.
We are sacrificing our what called our part of our life to poorer. This is a must. Any person must sacrifice his part of his part of his soul to poor people to celebrate their Eid. In Eid al-Adha, this is also one kind of sacrifice through animals in the name of God. This is the difference between both groups. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sajid Hussain. That is explained very well. Can we have the timers report, please, now?
Yeah. Speaker Toastmaster Jayad George, he took 6 minutes 11 seconds, and Toastmasters Sajid Hussain, he took 7 minutes 50 seconds. I think Jayad George is eligible, qualified.
Okay. So let's cast our votes now.
No need.
No need.
No need. Okay. Let's move towards the table topic session. To conduct this session, we have a champion speaker. She's a teacher in Al-Kubar International School, president of Phoenix MASA Toastmasters Club, secretary of Sri Kannada Toastmasters Club. Her hobbies are reading, solving puzzles, and she likes preparing innovative dishes too. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sumitra Pradeep as a table topic master.
Thank you, exuberant Toastmaster today, for that wonderful introduction. Dear exuberant leaders and honorable guests, a warm good evening to one and all. The ability to speak confidently and clearly with little or no preparation is a valuable skill. At Toastmasters, the table topic session allows us to practice our impromptu speaking skills in a safe and friendly environment. It also gives members and guests an opportunity to speak. Timing for table topics are fairly short. It must last from 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the timer will show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the timer will show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, the timer will show the red card. After you see the red card, you will have another 30 seconds. So begin to finish your talk. Today, I have few topics with me. I will read out the topic first, and then I will invite any one of the exuberant leaders to tackle the question. You have to understand the question first, and through your perception, you are going to give your own views upon it. I encourage everyone to give it a try. Are you all ready? First topic for tonight is the grass is green when you water it more. To talk about this topic, I would like to call upon DTM Narendra Shetty. DTM Narendra Shetty, your topic is the grass is green when you water it more.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening again. If you give correct portion of water, manures, and the soil, arrange and grow something, it come perfectly green and give good fruits. It is very necessary to all of us to give proper attention to the upliftment of the people or our children or our family members. They need proper care, proper diet, and proper advice to grow in their life. That's why I say it is correct to say if you give more water, the grass or tree will grow greener and greener and give lot of fruits. Like that, our life also, we have to grasp as much as good things from our friends or from our books, by reading books, by looking after the incident. We have to take the advice and we have to take the cue from them and build our life in a proper way and look green from outside and everybody feel happy about it. This is what I want to say. Back to the table topic.
Thank you, DTM Narendra Shetty. The next topic is hope for the best, prepare for the worst. To talk about this topic, I would like to call upon DTM Virat Shetty. DTM Virat Shetty,
Yes.
your topic is hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Fellow Toastmasters and the exuberant guest, warm good evening. It is rightly said, we should hope for the best. Meantime, we should not forget the eventualities and we should also be prepared for that one. It is rightly used in sports, especially they will make plan A, and if they didn't succeed, they have the plan B, plan C. They have the backup plans. So as the game progresses, they use these plans. Same way, one should always make the hope for the best but prepare for the worst also. Having said that, I remember a story when Greeks wanted to attack a certain place. They didn't succeed since long. So then what the commander did was, when they sailed to that place, he burned all the ships. So they left with no option. Either they have to win or to die. Having an option B makes us relax, not to give our 100%, because we are relieved that if it didn't succeed, then we have a plan B. We should not be complacent. We should hope for the best, and we should plan and work towards its success. Thank you.
Thank you, Adityam. Thank you, Adityam Virat Shetty. Our next topic is success is sweet, but its secret is sweat. To talk about this topic, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Minuri. Toastmaster Minuri, your topic is success is sweet, but its secret is sweat.
I used to believe that I was entitled to everything. Everything could come to me on a silver platter and I wouldn't have to lift a finger to do anything. That was my mentality when I was a child, but it certainly turned around when I started growing up and experiencing the hard work that the others had done for their success. Dear ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. Without putting in the effort, you cannot get anything in life. I always believed that if you were competent enough to do something, success would follow you and you would just rise to fame and glory. But that's not the truth. Even the most famous, the most decorated people in the world have put in the success, the blood, sweat, and tears into their lives, into their work, and that's how they have come to that position. So now the message is clear. If you don't work, you'll never achieve your goals. I realized this when I was preparing for the second contest season of my life. First contest season, I was really very chill and casual about it. I didn't really prepare much because I thought, if I could say the words right, that's more than enough. But that didn't work out as expected. Then in the second contest season of my life, I put in the work. I was helped, of course, by the most wonderful people I had met. They groomed me. They helped me pick out the terrible things that I was doing that we didn't even realize. And they inbuilt new skills in me. And so that's when I realized that if you put in the effort, that's when you will definitely achieve something. So going forth from that, I put in the max effort that I could for everything that I did, and I'm glad to be here where I am today. So if you want to taste the sweetness of success, you have to drench yourself in the sweat of hard work. Back to you, Madam Tabletop Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Minuri. And our next topic is, if you want to do something right, you have to do it yourself. To talk about this topic, I would like to call upon Adityam Shakib Ahmed. Adityam Shakib Ahmed. Your topic is, if you want to do something right, you have to do it yourself.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that wonderful question. I disagree this statement to some extent, not fully. Maybe I can say 50-50. To become success, it's not easy. It takes lots of efforts, lots of hard works, and lots of good suggestions from our mentors, teachers, and seniors. If you follow your own decisions, it will be like a goat or sheep left in the field, just like they don't know where to go, what to do. They just run without any purpose. If you have those, you get more good feedbacks and it will be a stepping stone to success. That's all, and back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Adityam Shakib. That's all I have for tonight. Can I have the timings report, please?
DTM Narendra Shetty took 2 minutes 16 seconds. DTM Virat Shetty 2 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Minuri Shekhara took 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Shaki Ahmed took exact 1 minute.
Thank you everyone for participating in today's table topic segment. I thoroughly enjoyed the session and hope you all too. Thank you, VP Education, for giving me this opportunity. Back to Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumitra Pradeep. My question to you is, what kind of food is prepared for Diwali celebration traditionally?
I prepare different types of sweets, different varieties of laddus and burfi, and so many sweet items. And as it is normally during the festival, any festival, we don't cook non-veg. We always cook vegetarian dishes. I'll try to make different, I like to cook a lot. So during a celebration, every time I will have varieties of food at my house.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumitra. It's now time for the last session of today's meeting, evaluation session. To lead this part, let's welcome our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Virat Shetty, with a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jacinta Saldana. If the speakers have been exuberant in their speeches, then the evaluators have been exuberantly jotting down their points so that the speakers can improvise and also can applaud on their good performances. So without much ado, let us plunge headlong into the evaluation session. And to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster J.R. George, we have a last minute assignment and DTM Virat Shetty was magnanimous enough to take over this task in the last minute. I know that it will be a very fruitful evaluation. DTM Virat Shetty are cool as a cucumber, but he's like that shallow, still waters, flow deep. There is a lot of depth in his evaluation and a lot of very constructive feedback looking forward. And I can vouch that Toastmaster Jayad is going to take back a lot of positive feedback from him. So let us all welcome DTM Virat Shetty with a big round of applause.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, warm good evening once again. Today, our exuberant speaker, Toastmaster J.R. George, delivered his speech exuberantly. He delivered the second speech from evaluation and feedback. He received a feedback for his first speech regarding the modulation, voice modulation, speech ending, and appropriate pauses. Let us see how Toastmaster George fared in all these areas. First of all, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Jayad for choosing very touchy and personal story. Having said that, while he delivered this personal story wonderfully, he used all gestures, especially his hand gestures was awesome. He used excellent voice modulation, and in this speech, he had an ample opportunity to use the voice modulation. He also had a facial expression. It was really very nice. We can see the agony which he was going through in all this, in those crises. Having said that, he did work on his voice modulation. The speech, tonight's speech, had a proper beginning, story, body, and also the ending. He did justice to that. Voice modulation, he improved on his voice modulation. He used the voice modulation to narrate his story beautifully. I felt at one point when he was calling, after coming out and calling his neighbor, it might have been a bit loud. Hey, everything all right? Something loudly, but we heard, hey, everything all right, as casually, which I felt he might have been used the modulation, voice modulation, gone a bit high. Apart from that, it was a wonderful. He used the voice modulation wonderfully well. Another main important thing, what I noticed in your speech is the speech rate. In the first half of the speech, you are very fast. It was a bit difficult for the audience to catch your all the points which you are narrating, because you are really delivering your speech in a faster rate. But during the second half, you settled down. You are delivering your speech with the right pace. Overall, it was a wonderful speech, and we are all enjoyed your speech. Personally, I believe this story, if you use with proper pauses and also not pauses, I can say speech rate, it is one of the best speech. All the best, and I look forward to your future speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Adityam Viraj. Whenever Adityam Viraj gives an evaluation, it is very clear that he means business and there are no frills attached. And from the way Toastmaster Jayad was, like, it is very clear that there was absolutely as if there is no one else in the screen, only they two. The message is conveyed. That is the most important point. Thank you so much, Adityam Viraj. Though it was a last-minute assignment, as usual, you lived up to the expectations which we all have from you. Now to evaluate our second speaker, Toastmaster Sajid, we have a rhyming personality, DTM Shakib, Sajid Shakib, great. So here we have one more person whom we call as not cool as a cucumber. Always I personally enjoy his hyper nature, and like he takes things too seriously, but that definitely works well most of the time, just like how it was a very good presence of mind. Everyone were thinking to stop Jayad when he was speaking, but no one took the initiative to do that, but he was the one who jumped and told that, see, there is disturbance. So that definitely speaks about a leader. He will be evaluating Toastmaster Sajid, and let us now all welcome Adityam Shakib with a thunderous round of applause.
Thank you very much, our exuberant general evaluator, for that wonderful introduction. I am elated. Today we had a great speech by one of our great speaker, Toastmaster Sajid Hussain Sheikh. That was his ice-breaking speech from the pathways. We came to know from his speech that he is a shy person. But today in his speech, he was confident and never showed his shyness in the speech. Let us know what he had done in his speech today. Toastmaster Sajid had a wonderful opening, body, and conclusion in his speech. And it was arranged chronologically well, all the aspects of your life. And we came to know that you were an average student, studied accountancy from the government college, and later on moved to Mumbai in search of job, and how you switched from one job to another job. It was like a roller coaster ride. That's what we felt from your story, that you had struggled a lot in your life. Later on, how you got attracted to the lavish life of the Gulf region people and you were attracted to go to Saudi Arabia. What I liked most about your speech is you had a smile on your face throughout your speech and you were confident, you had a good hand gesture, you were using the stage appropriately. That was really well done in your speech. Later on, you explained how you landed in Saudi Arabia, in Tabuk, and how you struggled to get in touch with your sponsor and how the Kerala family helped you in getting in contact with your sponsor. And here also you had a lot of struggle. You wanted to shift that place. We came to know how hard work you have done throughout your life. And later on you shifted to Dammam where your brother was staying and how you had your life in Abu Mazin Spare Parts and you were promoted as a manager there. Later on you explained about your marriage, your children. Everything was perfectly done. And you had a good message at the conclusion part saying that joining Toastmasters gain confidence and it was a well conveyed message to everyone in front of us how you improved yourself that we have seen these many years. Having said that, I have a couple of suggestions to improve your speech to the next level. That is, you overshoot at the time. You should have practiced well so that you could have ended your speech within that time limit. 100 words per minute is the ideal time for an ideal speaker. That comes by practice. And you could have spoke about your siblings as this is your ice-breaking speech, brothers or sisters. You could have told more about them, how many brothers you had, and you are the eldest or youngest. That we would have enjoyed to hear that. And the voice was low and you could have used the AirPod or microphone, it would have been better. Having said that, you had a wonderful speech and I look forward for more speeches from you and thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTM Shakib Ahmed. That was definitely a very candid evaluation, and I bet that Toastmaster Sajid Ahmed is going to take a lot home to ponder upon regarding the tips and the suggestions which were given. Thank you so much, DTM Shakib Ahmed. Now we move on towards the next evaluation, that is of the table topic. Now to evaluate the table topics, we have with us a Toastmaster whose exuberance is masked beneath his very shy demeanor. Like, I personally feel that he is not coming out as much as we would like to see him, but there is a big lava of talent which is just waiting to burst out. So I don't know who is going to give that push to him. Hope Phoenix Master does that, and let us all welcome Toastmaster Ashwath Rai in his role as table topic evaluator.
Thank you, exuberant General Evaluator Toastmaster Virat Shetty. Let me straight away jump into the evaluation of table topics. The first speaker was DTM Narendra Shetty, and his title was speech title. The topic was "The grass is green when you water it more." He started away started bang onto the topic by telling us how proper proportion of manure and fertilizers or water is required to make the glass look greener, and how it is related to our life as well. The proper advice and proper care to excel in our life, this can be achieved by reading books or listening to your motivators. He gave his personal story. uh, Only recommendation that I have is there were a couple of pauses in between, and as a humorous speaker, I was expecting some humor in his speech. All in all, it was a wonderful speech by DTM Narendra Shetty. Second speaker was DTM Virat Shetty, and his topic was hope for the best and prepare for the worst. He gave an example of sports, how if plan A fails and you have to be ready with plan B and plan C. He also shared a story of Greeks, how they burnt the ship, and which in turn made the troops fight harder and survive later on. I was expecting some personal story in your speech and a bit of humor as well. All in all, you spoke really well on the topic. And the third speaker was DTM Minuri. Her topic was success is sweet, but secret is sweat. She started off with her personal story, how her perception changed in her childhood. Like she thought she was born with the silver platter, but later on when she grew up, she realized that life isn't a cakewalk, but instead you have to work hard to achieve in your life. Another instance she shared was like how she failed miserably in her first contest, and later on how she excelled after her hard work in the second contest. The only recommendation I have was the hand movements or hand gestures were missing. All in all, it was a wonderful speech. And the fourth speaker was DTM Shakib, and his speech title was if you want to do something right, do it by yourself. He partially agreed with this statement, and he gave a very good point on that. In order to achieve, you have to get good suggestions from your mentors or from your seniors. And also gave a very good sentence that failure is a stepping stone for success. Being a senior Toastmaster, I was expecting you to speak beyond 1 minute, but you spoke only for a minute. So all in all, you spoke really well and confidently. And finally, kudos to the Table Topics Master for choosing wonderful topics. It was all motivational topics. So well done, Toastmaster Sumitra Pradeep, and back to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwath Rai, for that detailed evaluation. Okay, let us now move ahead towards our English evaluator tonight. A big fan. Well, the word exuberant would be an understatement for this Toastmaster, who has been an inspiration for most of us. Outstanding have discussed on many times when we met each other. It is an honor to have Toastmaster.
Yes, thank you very much, General Evaluator. Your voice was breaking, but I assume it was a lovely introduction, so thank you very much. All right. So let me start off with my Grammarians Report by saying that I have never been so busy as a grammarian regarding the word of the day, because my goodness, everyone has used the word of the day. I'm so happy and thankful to all of you, and I hope that you do incorporate this into your vocabularies as well. So let me tell you the word count for this meeting. Toastmaster Sumitra has used the word of the day 7 times. Toastmaster Jacinta 4 times. Toastmaster Chetana 3 times. Distinguished Toastmaster Narendra Shetty 2 times. DTM Virat Shetty twice. Toastmaster DTM Shakib once. DTM Shakib once, and Toastmaster Ashwath Rai once. And the winner for today, where she used all the forms of the words multiple times, as Toastmaster Rekha Shetty. She has used the word of the day in all forms at least 10 times. So thank you very much for that. And once again, I hope you incorporate that into your vocabularies. Now, coming to the Grammarians Report, I noticed a huge amount of lovely usages, but the words and phrases that jumped out at me, those are the ones that I've noted down. So here goes. The Toastmaster of the day had lovely introductions for everyone. I really couldn't note down everything, but I'm so enamored by the way you introduced everyone. So it's so lovely. She said, time management is the essence of every meeting. I've never heard that before, so it's such a lovely saying. Thank you very much for that. She also used the phrases verbal clutches, eminent speaker a lot, so thank you for that. Then Toastmaster Jayad, in his speech, said the phrases, we saw things rumbling, cupboards were popping out, it was devastation, and he used words, really rare words, such as startled, perplexed, it was a bustle. I really love those word usages, so congratulations on that, Toastmaster Jayad. Then Toastmaster Sajid, in his speech, opened with a beautiful quote. Life is a handful of short stories pretending to be a novel. I love that. Thank you so much for introducing that quote to me. I'm an outgoing introvert. I think that describes almost all Toastmasters. So that was a lovely, lovely usage. I was an exceptionally average student. I related so hard to that. I was an exceptionally average student as well. So that was a lovely usage. And he also used the phrases, I was stranded and like a scapegoat, which is again some very rare usages of these words. So well done on that, Toastmaster Sajid. Then Toastmaster Sumitra, as the table topic master, every single table topic was so beautifully phrased. I loved those. I couldn't note everything down, but they were so beautiful. Thank you for those. Then comes Toastmaster Virat Shetty. He said, we should not be complacent. And he also said he also used the phrase ample opportunity, which I really love. And he also said, let's see how he fared in these areas, which is a lovely way to talk about and give a speech evaluation rather. Then DTM Shakib, he said, failure is the stepping stone to success. It was arranged chronologically, well conveyed message, ideal time for an ideal speaker. Those are lovely usages. Well done on that, sir. And coming to Toastmaster Rekha, my goodness, she's all over the page. She said, the Gulab Gang of Phoenix Masa. It was such a specific reference, but I really loved that. So good job on that. She also said, applaud the good parts of the meeting, eradicating the darkness. He was magnanimous enough. Still waters run deep, no frills attached, candid evaluation. And my favorite sentence of the night, his exuberance is masked beneath his shy demeanor. So beautifully put. Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Rekha. It was such a lovely sentence. And all of the Toastmasters have done so well with the language. But as a grammarian, it is my duty to point out a couple of improvable places. What I noticed was there were 2 or 3 places where these mistakes were being made, where the articles were being dropped. The articles and the were being dropped while while speaking. So I think an article is a very important part of a sentence. If it's dropped, the sentence feels, it doesn't feel complete. So and an is used for non-specific things, and the is used for specific things. So I hope that you read up a little bit on the articles and use them appropriately to make your sentences grammatically correct. I also noticed the mix-up of prepositions where in, on, and at were mixed up a little bit. Now, again, prepositions are a very vast sort of grammatical concept, but we were speaking very small, a little bit about that. Is when you go for in, on, and at, in will be inside a place, on will be on top of a surface, and at is for specific places. So I think apart from that, there were a few small mistakes in pronunciation, but I think that, of course, goes for our accents, so it's not a big deal. Otherwise, it was a lovely meeting. I loved evaluating your language, and I really, really hope to come back to Phoenix MASA once again. So thank you, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Minuri. That was definitely a very well meant evaluation. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more that it is the small mistakes in English language which we tend to overlook in the ifs, buts, and singular, plural, and articles and prepositions, which goes a long way in spoiling the speech. Usually, we should give more importance to that. Thank you very much for that. Can we have the timer's report, please? Timer, can we have the report, please?
Yeah. Toastmaster Adityam Virat Shetty, he took 3 minutes 34 seconds. And DTM Shakib Ahmed took 3 minutes 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Ashwath Rai, table topic evaluator, took 3 minutes 51 seconds. And Toastmaster Minuri Vijayashekara took 5 minutes 40 seconds. So I think
yes,
2%. Is it true? Correct now? 2 are qualified?
Yeah. DTM Shakib and Toastmaster.
Yeah. DTM.
No.
DTM
Shakib and only DTM Shakib.
Only DTM Shakib is qualified.
Only DTM Shakib.
DTM Shakib is qualified.
Oh.
And the tabletop, this one earlier table topic one, we didn't have the screen voting poll for the table topic.
Yeah, table
topic. Toastmaster Jayad, you did not launch the poll for table topics.
It's ready actually. I can launch it any moment, no problem.
Yes, I suppose you can do it now, since we won't be having voting for evaluation, right?
Yeah.
Let's finish off with the voting so that the vote counters role work will be done.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, now next assignee is the R counter, and while the poll is being launched, I think we can hear from our R counter also. Our R counter is the laughter man of Phoenix Toastmasters, whose humor is his forte, and let us all welcome him to give a report on the R's and Ms which were used in this meeting. Let us welcome DTM Narendra Shetty.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Now, DTM Minuri, 13 hours, 2 filler words. Toastmaster Ashwath, 15 hours, 2 filler words, I mean, and DTM Virat Shetty, 1 hour, 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Chetana, 2 hours, 3 filler words, at and allotted. Toastmaster Jayad, 2 hours, 2 long pauses, and 1 filler word after. DTM Narendra Shetty, 5 hours and 3 long pauses. DTM Rekha, Toastmaster Rekha, 18 hours. DTM Shakib, 1 hour. Toastmaster Sajid Hussain, 5 hours, 1 long pauses. Filler was 2, I 3 times, and no 1 time. That's all from me. Back to General Evaluation.
Thank you so much, DTM Narendra Shetty. And as usual, the R contest winner is Toastmaster Rekha Rajesh Shetty, as usual. I hold a record for this. Thank you so much. And now let me come to my general evaluation. Yes, that was definitely a spectacular meeting today. we had it had its own highlights, and then it had some places where we could improve a bit more. Yes, as usual, I was present. The meeting started 5 minutes late, but then it was not because of the fault of any members, but because some of them key members did not sign in at the right time, did not log in at the right time, and it could not have started, though many of the members were present, so that could have been avoided. And at the starting of the meeting, there were only 7 members. That is very, very sad for a club of such a stature that, we have so many guests in our club group. We attend so many club meetings. We take up assignments roles in so many clubs. So if that is happening in our club and today 11 members, that is really sad. Something is going wrong somewhere on through us. So we have to work on that, definitely. And then the Sergeant at Arms, she started the meeting with great enthusiasm and zeal, and definitely a little bit of, what do we say, zing. We said there should be a little spirit, because we know every week we're reading the same script. But since you're kickstarting the meeting, it is always read as if you're reading something great, some headline, like how Republic TV, Arnab Goswami shouts, do something like that. Like just catch everyone's attention in the first half, even if you're reading the same thing again and again. But that will catch attention. That will catch everyone's attention. Very important. Okay. Otherwise, you read the script very well. President, as usual, she started with the excellent motivational talk, and then introduced the guest very beautifully. Yes, one suggestion is that just before you start the motivational talk, one sentence or two sentences where you will interact with the members. Anyhow, some topic that would definitely add that personal touch. And more than motivational talk, a story will have more effect. Got me, because throughout the speech everyone is speaking about ambition, more inspiration, blah 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 blah. So even if we hear in the beginning that, so a story will definitely make a difference. That is my opinion, Madam President. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And then VPPR Ashwath Rai, he read out the minutes of the meeting once again. That Arnab Goswami spirit would have helped here also. He could, like, little enthusiasm in the meeting, as if we have achieved something outstanding in the last meeting, like, voice modulation. That is a place for us to practice. Actually, that is the reason. It is not necessary to read. But why in Phoenix, in Toastmasters, they make read? It is like a foundation for you to prepare for the speeches, to read the script, use the voice modulation there. Okay, so that will help you. Then, yes, Madam President, again, she congratulated the winner of the Tall Tale contest by highlighting such achievements. It gives a morale, it's a morale booster to other members also. Now, today's star definitely was the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jacinta Saldana. Let us all give her a big, big, big round of applause, because she always enjoys taking up this role, which most of us, fear. Sometimes it becomes very stereotyped, but she always puts her own personal touch to this role by adding some games or some quiz. And today also she brought so many virtual images, and she asked these questions, which definitely kept momentum of the meeting. So it was wonderful, and she used extraordinarily good usage of language was there. So it was a treat for everyone to watch and hear. Toastmaster Jacinta Saldana, you were outstanding throughout the proceedings, and kudos to you. And then 1 minute Toastmaster Virat, yes, he beautifully associated celebrations with memories. That was wonderfully done, because usually when we say celebration, we think about festivals. But that was beautiful, like celebrate every memory. That was wonderfully done, and he spoke within time. That also is a big achievement. And then grammarian, Minuri, what can I say about her? Definitely, whenever there is a grammarian, I always say that people look up to you. And if you use beautiful language, that half of the battle is won there, and your vocabulary is, that would be, it is like par excellence. So it was wonderful, and you used excellent vocabulary. You gave a very uptight report, and also the corrections, very important corrections, like I already told you, like small mistakes which we do. Thank you so much for that report. And our timer Chetana, of course, she showed her time presence. She was like very alert, and that giving the color background of the colors, that is very good, because you can see her also, as well as usually the timer, sometimes they do not show their face. Only the background is seen. So she is also there. There is scope for her to talk. The background is there. That was excellently done. Yes, our counter, Adityam Narendra Shetty, excellent report. He gave a detailed report. Vote counter, JR, he did his job excellently. And our energizer, he's our energizer beat by default. Like anything funny, okay, Adityam Narendra Shetty. But today I think Adityam Narendra Shetty, your joke was not up to the mark. Let me tell you why. We missed your wife today.
Yes.
That joke is not up to that mark.
You're right. You're right.
Everyone
Because
agrees.
you're always telling you are bringing your wife. That's why I don't want to bring.
No match to that. That love in your speech when you speak about a joke about your wife, that was missing, but otherwise the joke was excellent. The speakers, wonderful. Evaluators, yes. First evaluator, Virat Shetty, he evaluated excellently. However, I don't know if I missed it. My one suggestion was, since Toastmaster Jayad was repeating his earlier speech, but this you can be excused because this was a last minute assignment for you. And this time it was, you had to work more on whether he has worked on his feedback. So you had to refer to the earlier evaluation and then see if those points are covered. That was the main task of this evaluator. Voice modulation you covered, but I'm not aware about whether other points were given to you. Since it is the last minute assignment, even you could not do anything. But nevertheless, Toastmaster Jayad was outstanding in his speech today. So he has definitely worked on his earlier speech. The second evaluator, yes, Adityam Shakib, as usual, very crisp, he followed that Toastmasters evaluation method to the T. Then the table topic evaluator, yes, he overshot his time. Now, there is one small, for anyone who's taking up the table topic evaluator, mostly we overshoot the time. Now, it is very tricky to, do 30 seconds. Now, where we go wrong is, we do not have to repeat the topic with every speaker. Somehow bring the topic in between your evaluation. The topic given to DTM Virat Shetty is finished, your 10 seconds is gone there. So what are you going to speak for 20 seconds? So please keep that in mind. Keep it crisp. Suggestions, the points, highlights, and the points. So he overshoot it way, but otherwise his evaluation was excellent. Only thing is, don't dissect the speech like as if you're doing evaluation of the main speech. So I think I have covered most of them. I am sorry if I have not missed anyone, but it was an excellent speech and definitely some points to be worked on. We definitely will make it together, and thank you for giving this opportunity. With this, I hand over the control back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jacinta Saldana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha, for your candid and exuberant feedback. We will try and adapt the points put forward by you today. Now it's time for us to honor the winners. Congratulations, the winners of today. Now I hand over the control. Before I hand over the control to the President, I would like to thank you, VP Education and the President of our club, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all for your support. Before I conclude, I would like to remind all of you that kindly celebrate every moment in life, because life is short and beautiful. Now I hand over the control virtually to our President, Toastmaster Sumitra Pradeep.
Toastmaster Jacinta, can you please call vote counter to announce the result?
Yeah, vote counter, can we have your report, please?
Yes, for the prepared speeches, Toastmaster J.R. George. And for the table topics, Toastmaster Minuri Vijayasekara. For the evaluation, since everyone overshot the time, there is only Toastmaster Shakib, right?
Shakib, yeah.
Toastmaster. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Sumitra, you can continue.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Jacinta, for for conducting the session so professionally. Even though number of attendees are few, we have celebrated today's meeting with full of enthusiasm, as MASA always does, and wonderful questions asked by our Toastmaster of the day related to the theme. She always comes up with a wonderful theme, and Toastmaster Jacinta, well done. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
Celebration is a joyous part of our life. Celebrating as a team helps build and deepen relationships among our near and dear ones. During this pandemic, of course, we are missing all the celebration where we used to have get together for every celebration for each and every occasion. But celebration is not that lavish party what we used to have always. Sharing our thoughts and spending some time with our near and dear ones wherever they are. Let's celebrate each and every moment of our life. Now our guest, I think, Toastmaster Adityam Minuri already left, so we don't have any other guests. Let me hear from our own members. Adityam, Virat Shetty, do you have any suggestion or comments on today's meeting?
Good evening once again. Today's meeting was wonderfully well conducted, and congratulations to our Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Jacinta, for thinking out of the box and having this wonderful session meeting. Only one suggestion for what I would suggest is to have the evaluator from outside the club, because as we have limited members, if one or two members didn't show up, then it looks like we have only 14 members. So, and also another thing, the club has to think, and the club has to bring more guests into the meeting, so that at least we have a chance of having new members. Because unless and until we add new members, the club will not survive. And the new members will bring new things, and the meetings will be fun. So it is always advisable to bring more guests and add them as members. And I am seeing many of our exuberant leaders are not taking up the speeches, especially our especially Toastmaster Ashwath. I believe he should be taking the speech projects, and apart from him, all other like Toastmaster Chetana, and since long she haven't took the speech project, Toastmaster Jacinta, and she took the leadership roles. They all took leadership roles. It is better they all take their speech. So at least we have 4 speakers, so the meeting will be lovely, really. So let us try for that. At least have 4 speakers in each meeting. Thank you. Thank you, President. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you so much, Adityam Virat Shetty, for your valuable suggestions. Adityam Shaki Bahmat.
Yeah, thank you, Presiding Officer. I would like to repeat what Virat Shetty has said. And now we have one challenge here. We should identify those members who were regular and bring them back once again. And let me remind you, Toastmaster Sunil Putran has renewed his membership as per our request, and we can utilize him to the most. And he is a good asset to our club, and we can take many things from him. That's what I can say. And regarding the speech, I already spoke in the XCOM, everything. So everything is known to everyone, and I just follow the footsteps of DTM Viraj. That's all. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Adityam Shaki. Adityam Narendra Shetty, if you have any suggestions, please.
Yeah. Because our tall leaders already spoke in detail. I just one suggestion: we can publish our this one agenda, prepare in early, and link and in some other groups, even in our district area and all. Then we can expect more guests. That we have to, and what DTM Virat suggested, we have to try more outside evaluators so it will help us. Because our own people, they are very competent, but the same faces and same people at our DTM, Toastmaster Rekha said, she get bored 4 times general evaluator. That's what, they'll start complaining because you have to look for others. If you request, we are participating other groups, other clubs, then we can invite others also. That is one thing I can recommend. Otherwise, this is especially our lady of the day. She did wonderful job today. It was really out of the box and innovative also. Celebration. The theme based, it is very good. And we need such theme-based meetings so that members can get more attracted to this. And as DTM Virat said, Toastmaster Ashwath and others who not did their projects, they have to take up the speaking roles. Yes, that is another important thing. Otherwise, it was as usual. Really, I enjoyed being here, and it was a fantastic meeting. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, DTM Narendra Shetty. Of course, it is a wonderful idea of sharing link and agenda in other groups, as we are taking up roles in various Toastmasters club. We can also invite other members. So we'll do from this. We'll try to do this from next meeting. Okay? So, Toastmaster dear, can you please announce the next meeting date?
The next meeting is scheduled on it is to be scheduled on the 25th of October. However, it's fortunate that it is a celebration on that day.
Yeah, actually, it is a Dasara. So we just want to know if we can keep it on 26th. I want to check with DTM Virat Shetty and DTM Narendra Shetty. Do you have how many meetings on 26th of October?
26, no, I don't think so. It is on 19, but I will recheck.
Yeah, please let me know.
I will
so
recheck
that,
and let you know.
Okay, if know how many meeting means, we can have it on 26th because Toastmaster Chetna is not available on 25th and maybe some other lady especially because of the festival. If otherwise we already have less members. So if not, if how many club is not having any meeting on that day, we can have it on 26th of October. Yes?
Yeah, sure. I will let you know.
Okay. Thank you so much. So with this, we don't have anything. Any other business to conduct, DTM Chakib? No, right? So with this, I would like to begin the meeting.
Just remind the date of Division F for Tall Tale contest so that our own member is competing in the Division F.
Yes.
So just remind.
We don't know the date, right? DTM Chakib, do you know the date?
November.
November. Okay.
It's November, I think. November.
Yeah.
November, but date I don't know.
November. Let me check.
Who are the speakers for the next meeting?
I am the speaker.
Next meeting, okay. Only one?
Yeah, next week.
Ashwath.
Yes, Ashwath is the speaker.
Yes.
13th November it is.
And, Toastmaster Rekha, since long we have
Contest.
Yeah, Toastmaster Rekha, she will be ready.
What happened?
For speaker.
Yeah, ready.
So we have 3 speakers.
No, I have one this thing. I don't know whom to ask. Shakib, if you have any idea. There's this in my which one, in my project to make and conduct an interview. But since it is a virtual meeting, like this interview, can I take the help of someone from home for that? Like someone from home interviewing me?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can do that.
Usually it is the people interviewing each other, right?
We can do that.
I can do that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I will.
Yes, you can do it.
Okay, that third project I will do that. Yeah.
Rekha, you know the date, huh, Rekha? For the 13th November, it is.
Tall tale contest.
Contest for the contest, I said.
Which contest?
Now you are
Tall tale.
Tall tale.
Sumitra knows my tall tale story.
Tall
So
tale.
Tall tale, if you come to know, you will faint.
I know. Sumitra knows my tall tale
Next
story.
week is Area 61.
Next week, huh?
Yeah, next Friday is Area 61.
Okay.
I request everyone to support Rekha on November 13th. Toastmaster Sajid, Toastmaster Jacinta, please be there to support our member.
Yeah, I will work.
So only Toastmaster Ashwath and Toastmaster other contestants.
Sorry.
Shakib was there. Toastmaster Shakib.
Point of order. President, Harmony meeting is on 19th, so they don't have on 26th.
Okay. So we can have it on 26th, okay? Toastmaster JR.
Noted.
So we will try to get general evaluator as well as evaluators from outside.
Sure.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
Everyone.
And we are on time. Before time,
And
actually.
yes, we are on time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Have a good evening.
Certificate, send the certificate.
Sajid will do the needful.
Which certificate?
No, but
Winners certificates.
now. It comes some.
I know you want to post it on WhatsApp.
No, not for me. Not for me. Sometimes Jayad, who does this actually in our club? Who does that? Acha, Sajid. Okay. Because Rekha had complained of why you have not sent my certificate about the area. Now we had no. So why I am a winner and my certificate is not there? She was telling me.
How come she didn't get the email?
Huh?
You didn't get the email?
No. Today they got Actually, the division and division J they immediately texted in the group. I think they immediately texted. So that's why it's okay. For them, it's winner. No, two winners. I think that Mark also told. Mark, I think. He also asked, where is my certificate? He was asking. No, it's okay. This is all virtual. It's like not so easy what we say, It's like all confusion. It is like this here, there. Before, like we had everything handed over, So that was easy, like everything. Like here, we miss out some things. Okay then. Bye.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Sorry, Sajid, Shakib.
What?
I pin when I was pinning. My tab iPad just skipped and my hand moved and I pinned green early because just I was going to and moved. So sorry.
Green before
No. Actually, first my profile came. For stopping that, because it moved, Then suddenly it pressed to green. I was like, oh no, that's why you said, okay, you finished it off. I saw that. I couldn't speak also because you were speaking.
I had to write the evaluation also. I didn't have much time to write the evaluation.
Yeah. That's why you are hurrying. It's okay. I'm very sorry.
That's why I did soon.